Yeah, the other day our gentleman in England was uncomfortable in the accommodation he's in because someone was trying to break into the room in the middle of the night. So we had to scramble. Fortunately, my service manager took care of that, but he had to find new accommodation, shift him in the middle of the night. One of my guys I was looking at pulling out of Mexico when the drug cartels were playing up, and he was effectively an armed escort to and from work site each day.
When I'd moved back from the UK, I was working for the Department of Conservation, and I was sent up to the Pike River mine disaster as part of the response team for quite a few months, and that really had a huge impact on me, especially in my working career.
I think if I think well back at primary school, I remember we had an exercise where we had to try and stand for election for the Prime Minister of New Zealand. And I took that pretty seriously. Now, I don't want that job.
It's a tough one.
That's a tough one. But I remember doing that, and I don't remember how it ended up, but I do remember, and it was something that I enjoyed doing. So, yeah, probably it was always there that I wanted to do something and be a leader of some sort.
16 years ago, I did my first ever charity bike ride. My wife was involved with Plunket, so I guess we've always been participants in the community rather than takers from the community. Yep. So I got volunteered as a rider for Plunket for a fundraising event, which I didn't quite understand. So I was a road racer, and I thought I was in for a 3-day holiday around the South Island Lakes riding my bike, which is effectively what I did, and it was great. I got to the final evening, and they have an aftermatch type function, and I remember a lady talking through the day of a life of a child with multiple sclerosis and what that looked like. So I've since learned 15 odd years running that there's normally tears involved at the charity ride recipients discussion, and I decided then I should actually come back and try harder and make more money.
So we're at the redeveloped Fraser Park, officially the home of South Canterbury Rugby, but a multi-purpose venue that's been developed and only opened last July 2024. Yeah, great facility, 2 rugby fields, but we've already had a CrossFit competition here. Inside the pavilion there's been the National Rowing AGM and conference, football matches, there's plans for softball in the summer. It's a really, really great project led by South Canterbury Rugby, but a big part that the community played in it, and yeah, we're pretty proud of it.
When I had an accident at work and sort of got told, I'd be lucky to work again and those sort of things, it was a pretty challenging year for us. We had some losses in the family as well, so, that sort of started the fire, or, fueled the fire to try and do something on my own and push myself, and it took a few years to get there, obviously, but I just felt the timing was right, and yeah, just got stuck into it.
I was in a meeting in the US, and John Deere said to us, "You're either a buyer or seller, so make up your mind, do you want to be part of it or not?" So I came home and bought another 4 dealerships on the West Coast, in Nelson, Blenheim and Kaikoura.
So you started with the one in Timaru, you bought the one in Oamaru, and then you bought 4, was that all at once? Were they 4 owned by, that's...
Yeah, it was a big move.
Was it scary?
It was scary enough that at that stage I also bought my father out.
Yeah.
Because I said it was too big a risk, and I didn't want to put he was still a farmer.
Yeah.
I didn't want to put him in jeopardy in any way, so I'm doing this on my own. I made the call, I'm going to do this.
There is the first advert in April 1984 when Paul started up the company with Ian Alistair. So
yeah.
Paul Bowman joined the company, literally did an ad in the paper, and we went from a one-man business into what we are today. So
wow.
Just a bit of a tick back to the good old days.